My bad, y'all. So I had to get my charger. My phone was dying. So of course it's gonna be part 2 to this video. But what I was saying in the other video is that if part 1 made a lot of sense, if it resonated or bits and pieces of it resonated, then I feel like your spiritual advice here is to first try to stop, blaming yourself. Try to make peace in terms of what has taken place with you, and try to understand it from both perspectives, from the people who probably caused the pain and trauma to yourself. And it's really calling you to heal. It's calling you to, I feel like this message is telling you, even though you were not shown love and compassion and empathy and maybe dealing with friends and family and even some romantic relationships, even though you were not shown the type of support you should have been shown, or that you feel you should have received, now it is up to you to give it to yourself. It's up to you to free yourself from this pain that you carry around, that you're kind of burdened with. It's the thing of, and this is just the sad reality of it, when certain things happen to us that's painful and traumatic, no one is going to step in and help us make sense of it all. No one is going to step in and heal us and save us. The thing of it is we just honestly have to save ourselves. We have to heal ourselves. And if we choose to act as if nothing is wrong with us and choose to go on in life like, all is well, knowing good and well it's not, the only person that we end up hurting is ourselves and those around us that maybe still do depend on us, especially if you're a person that has dealt with any of this and you have children, for instance. If you don't have children, then obviously this won't apply to you. But if you are a mother or a father and you have been carrying this, then it is up to you now to heal. Because by you healing and 333, as I say this, by you healing and facing your fears and bringing your emotional state into balance, bringing your mental health into balance, by you doing the internal work within yourself, you are not only healing yourself, which is a fantastic thing to do. It's the most powerful thing you can do, and it's the purest form of self-love a person can give to themselves. That's great. In a sense of doing that for yourself. But the other thing that you're doing without you even understanding what you're doing, when you leave this world, you are freeing your children, the next generation that's coming after you, that you're literally breaking a generational curse that's within your bloodline. That if it's not healed in this lifetime, it'll trickle down to your children, or it'll skip them and go to the next generation after them. I don't think people realize that either. People have this misconception as well on what breaking generational curses are. It has little to do with your materialistic world. That's fantastic if you leave an empire behind for your children to take on, or you leave behind stocks and bonds and all this other stuff and properties. That's great because the materialistic aspect of it has been taken care of. But what about the internal? What about the abuse, the pain, the trauma that has happened within the family dynamic? You know? Okay, so yeah, where was I? So yeah, it's really like healing is not as glamorous as people 555 on the timer, as people say that it is. I think people just put out this idea of where they present this idea of what healing should kind of look like, and the truth of the matter is healing is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, but at the same time, there is hard work and effort that needs to go into it. There's a lot of self-realization and a lot of introspection that has to be done, because you're peeling back layers, almost as if you're an onion, and it's required so that you can get to the core root of the issue, and the root of the issue as to why things or people trigger you. And unless you are willing to do that, you'll never really be in a sense of freedom. Like, you'll always be repeating the same cycles. You'll be repeating the same relationships and outcomes. It just, like, you'll have an unfulfilled life. And I don't think people really understand how that kind of works. Like, whatever you choose not to heal about yourself, that's gonna set the tone in terms of your relationships, your friendships, what you are willing and not willing to put up with. It kind of all goes hand in hand. So I really feel like whoever you are, this is your advice here to, you're kind of at a time where you really need to be very gentle with yourself. You need to go within. You need to go within yourself and choose healing, even if the same was not given to you. A lot of times things that we think we deserve, or apologies we think we deserve, or the type of family setup we think we should have deserved as a child, etc., or even romantic relationships, certain things that should have played out, with those particular situations. Like, we're never really going to get that, because it's just where those particular people are at, and it's their level of perception. It has a lot to do with why people do and say the things that they do and say to us. It really has half of the time nothing to do with us, but it has literally everything to do with that person living a lie. Because that's really what this boils down to. And them choosing not to really look at themselves. And that's not something we can force anyone to do. So as I give this message, I'm not forcing anyone here to do anything. I'm not even forcing you to see things from my perspective, or if you choose to not heal, I'm just only shedding a light on what outcome you may experience by you not healing, and then shedding a light on what it means to heal. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. But I really feel like that's your spiritual advice here. The other thing that your spirit team wants you to know God, if you believe in God, wants you to know is that you are never really alone. You might feel as if you are alone in the physical, but you are not alone in a sense of spirit. Like, you're not alone in the spirit. There's constant guidance around you. There's constant love and protection around you. You just have not tapped into that part. You're just not aware of that part. And that's okay. Just know that you are more loved than you can understand. I really feel like if there are specific family, because there's a sense of particular family members and friends that might be around you that's kind of like in your ear on what you should do and, you know, how you should even go about certain aspects of your life. I feel like not all of your family members or not all people that are connected to you. I don't feel like everyone's like this, but there are specific ones that I feel can be somewhat toxic. So there's a 111 on the timer. So there's a need for you to evaluate the company, not only the company that you're keeping, but evaluate the family and friends that are in connection with you. Are they of your highest good, or are they draining you every time you're around them? Or do they always have negative things to say, or always projecting negative energy onto you because they're projecting their own experiences and emotions onto you? And a lot of the times our family and our friends that we think are for us, they do that. They do that a lot. They project the BS that they've gone through. They project their pain and trauma and all the things that they experience onto us because they have not made peace with it. They're still battling themselves. You know, so they, instead of facing that within them and instead of being real with themselves, they project that onto another person to escape it. It's really like an escape loop for them. Not that they are subconsciously aware that they're doing it, because half of the time people are not aware that they do that. Even in relationships, people project. When you're dealing with somebody in a romantic relationship, they'll project some shit onto you, knowing full well they're wrong. You know, so it's really all about how you look at things. It's about who you are connected to, and anything and anyone that you might be connected with. If it's stunting your growth, if they're not conducive to your energy, if they're just not bringing you up in any type of way, if they're always negative and it's always, you know, if it's always drama whenever you're connected to them, 1313 on the timer, if it's always just you feeling a sense of being drained whenever you are around these people, or even if it's job related, if a job is doing this to you, it might be time to change up some shit. Like, you might need to change the scenery and you might need to disconnect just to keep your peace of mind. And again, if you choose to do otherwise, we all have free will. You can, do as you please. But it just will be the same circle of nonsense. It'll be the same outcome until you choose to face it, and until you choose to heal what needs to be healed. And other than that, I really just pick up from this message that it is very vital that you really be gentle with yourself and you practice a lot of self-care. And while I'm all for, the self-care in our physical, there's nothing wrong with wanting to enhance your appearance, go to the gym, juice if you want to, eat the proper diet, whatever. The external is great, to take care of that do that as well. You know, have tunnel vision for that as well. Be on that as well. But there's this sense of urgency for you to more so practice going within, because a lot of the pain and the trauma that you've experienced, it's not going to go away by going to the gym. It's not going to go away by fixing your hair, or going to the nail salon, or this or that. It's not going to fix any of that. The only thing it's going to do is put a temporary band-aid on it, and the next time you get triggered or someone brings it up, all of those emotions are going to come to the forefront, and there will be nothing you can do to kind of suppress it all. It's just going to come up until you face it. And by you facing all of this about yourself, by you choosing to do the internal healing, that's what's going to give you a sense of power. That's what's going to give you your self-love. That is your self-love. Anything outside of that is just extra. You know, that's just kind of like sprinkles going on it, if you will. But that is your spiritual advice here, to really take care of yourself and to not feel ashamed about anything that has taken place with you. And if there are other people in your ear, or family members or whoever, making you feel a way and feel some type of way about the emotions that you feel, and making you feel like your emotions are not valid, or make you feel like you're crazy or something, or just make you feel utterly alone, it's time to disconnect from them. Sometimes you have to leave people where they at. Like, G shit. Like, I'm not sitting here saying disconnect from all your family, disconnect from all your friends, go in complete isolation and shut off the world. That is not what I'm saying here. So I hope that there's not a misunderstanding in terms of the message that I'm giving here. All I'm saying is that surround yourself with people who are going to help you elevate. Surround yourself around individuals that are like-minded, that ain't just talking about money and clothes and all this other nonsense. That are good company to keep, that carries good energy with them, and they give you a sense of peace when you're around them. They actually uplift your spirit rather than drain your spirit. Those are the individuals that you need to constantly have around you. And at the end of the day, what you have to remember the most is that you don't need anything or anyone outside of you. The only person that you need is yourself. You don't need anyone else's love outside of you. The only love that you need is within yourself. So this is really about you. You know, making peace with yourself. And that's a hard fucking thing to do. That shit is hard. I don't care what nobody sit here. I don't care what no spiritual coach tell you. I don't care what no pastor tell you. I don't care what your friends and family is telling you. If those individuals have never done internal work and healing, then honey, take it from me, that shit ain't easy. It's not as easy as picking it up and then you're done. You're constantly healing. Once you start healing, you are on a constant journey of healing different things about yourself, even new emotions or things that come up within yourself that you didn't even think was there or that you were triggered by. The healing never necessarily ends, is my point. And don't feel a sense of feeling like you have to rush this process either. you know, because I've made that mistake, feeling like, you know, oh, I have to get this done, and I got to heal this within myself, and I got to do that, and this has to be this way. No. Only thing that does is make you overwhelmed, you know. I don't know. I just feel like that's really what this message is saying here. And I feel like the other spiritual advice is, if you ever feel a sense of wanting to, now again, I must say this is a trigger warning to those that might be listening. If you ever get a sense of feeling like you just want to end it all, like you see no way out, you're tired of it all, you're tired of the heaviness and carrying the burden, and you're just tired of life, try to remember that you are here for a reason. Try to remember that the reason why you were sent here was not just to live out this reality and have a family and get married and the white picket fence and all that jazz. That's part of it, yeah. You're meant to experience that. But you are more so sent here for a reason. There was a purpose attached to your existing here on earth. Now, what that purpose is, that's for you to find out. That's something that you will have to peel back the layers and find out eventually. And I'm pretty sure it'll be presented to you when the time comes for it to be presented to you. Just know that there is a reason why you're here. And that very reason might be because of all the things you've experienced and endured. It might be inspiration to someone else. Inspiration to that person so that they can heal. You know, or you might have enough experience in it to where now you can give your testimony and say, you know what? I've been where you are. I've had the state of mind that you've had. I can tell you about this, this, and this. Because you never know who life you might save. You never know who needs to hear that testimony. Everybody needs inspiration on some level. And there is not a soul that could tell me otherwise. Everyone needs that. At some point in their life, they need it. Because it gives a person a sense of hope and a reason to carry on and go through life. And oftentimes, a lot of things that we go through and we experience, 333 on a timer, it's meant to mold us. It's meant to help us evolve mentally, spiritually, emotionally. It's just at the time that it's happening, we don't really view it that way. We just feel like the shit is happening to us and, oh my God. And we're not able to really make sense of it all at the time, but that's really what it's designed for. It's there to mold us. It's there so that we can experience it and be an example to someone else on maybe what not to do, on the choices that maybe might be better for that person, but maybe we didn't take. To be some sort of leading example is what I mean. I could be wrong, but I truly feel that's probably what a lot of that is tied to. Our experiences and, you know, the stuff that we go through. So I really feel like that's spiritual advice here. I feel like whoever you are, just know that you are loved, know that you are important, and you have purpose here. Especially if you come across this video and you listening to this today, that means you ain't done yet. That means whatever your purpose is, you have yet to get there to experience what that purpose is. You're not there yet to live out that purpose. So there's more for you to do. There's more people for you to meet. There's more people for you to inspire. You're not done yet. You know, that's just my perspective on it, but all hope is not lost. And what you think might be impossible, anything is possible. This burden that you're carrying, you might feel that it's impossible to get free from, but it's not. It's not impossible. Just remember, at the end of the day, you have a choice. You can either choose to do as you've been doing, or you can choose something different. You know, you can choose better. You can choose the path that maybe your parents and your grandparents and your auntie and your uncle or whoever didn't choose. You can heal certain things about yourself that maybe they didn't heal. And you can free yourself from things that maybe they are still bound to. But you do have purpose. And you are more loved and supported and protected than you will ever know. So, whoever you are, I hope that this message gave you some sort of clarity. I hope that you've gained something from this reading. Also, really quick, there's two things. The other portion in this video, I think this was probably in part one, where I was able to pick up some sort of incest that took place within someone's family. It's either something you witnessed or it's something that you actually was in, like participating in. Or maybe I truly feel like it wasn't something you initiated. I feel like it was done to you, or you witnessed it being done to somebody else. I feel like once that happened, your family or someone you was close to kind of told you to not say anything about it, because you could have been told to keep quiet about it by a mother, father, grandparent, aunt, maybe a family friend. I don't even get it was a family friend. I feel like it was someone immediate in your family. When things like that occur, you need to know two things. One, it's never your fault. And when family and friends try to keep stuff like that quiet, that type of sickness that's within that family, that type of trauma and mental disease, because that's the only thing that I viewed it as. That type of stuff that's within that family, when that family chooses not to listen to it or chooses not to listen to the person, the victim that it happened to, that can be very detrimental to a person. It can make you feel like you have a sense of questioning your own sexuality. It can make you feel like there's something wrong with you. It can make you feel confused. And it could put you in a sense of where your mental health is a little unstable because of it. I feel things like that should never be done to anyone in the family, and let alone should a family member witness something like that. The spiritual advice here from that is to, okay, y'all. So I feel like the spiritual advice where that's concerned, or anything that you have experienced that was painful or traumatic, it is the same thing as to get comfortable enough to where you revisit that particular place where that traumatic experience took place or that was done to you, and you allow yourself to heal from that. And you free yourself from that. Because that's another thing I feel like somebody here has been carrying. Again, take what resonates. And it's been heavy. It's been more so heavy because when you try to go to family about it, when you try to explain it to even partners that you dealt with, it was all dismissed, or you were made to feel as if you shouldn't even bring it up in the first place. And so I want you to know that there's nothing to be ashamed of where that's concerned. But now you have the opportunity to heal from it. Because that's generally, in most cases, again, this is something else that was painful or traumatic. Any of that, the only thing that we can do is heal from it. Make peace with it. Realize that it has taken place. Don't suppress our emotions about it, and allow ourselves to feel whatever emotion comes up from that. So with that being said, what I've included, my bad, y'all. What I've included in this reading is I want to say it's 3 links. I might put it in the description box of this video. It's going to be these 3 videos I felt would help you in some way in terms of like grounding yourself and putting you in a mental state where your thoughts are no longer racing, your mind is grounded, and your energy is grounded as well. Like your emotional state is grounded. Everything's within the present, and so it's not causing you to overanalyze, become so overwhelmed, you got anxiety, and it can even ground your depressional state. So I've included, I think it's either a 10 or 15 minute meditations, fairly quick. And it's a guided meditation where as you listen to it, the beats from the music will help stimulate you in terms of energy, and the fact that it's guided, it'll walk you step by step on what to do in this meditation to ground yourself. The second thing I've included was a mantra from Jhene Aiko. I personally use this a lot because even with this, without me doing meditation, the music itself grounds me. This is like my go-to, or even if I want to relax, really. It's called Alive and Well, and it's like a mantra that she uses within this music. And I think this one is like 15 minutes. It's definitely dope. It definitely does give Jhene Aiko vibes. So it's really good to, again, ground your energy. If you ever feel like you're overwhelmed or you become like really stressed out, or maybe you just had one of those days, I definitely recommend to just kind of pop this on, and you can listen to it either with headphones or just even on your phone, whatever device you're using. It's very good to kind of set the tone and help you with your energy. The third thing that I've included is a meditation to help you ground and align and heal your chakra system. The only reason why I included that is that a lot of our emotional responses and our emotional responses and where we are within our mental health and our state of mind and how we respond to things, people. It has a lot, it's tied to our chakra system. It's tied to whether that particular chakra that's within us is balanced or is imbalanced. So that meditation, I want to say, is anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. Again, it definitely helps with grounding as well, but the main objective with that meditation is to help you become aligned with your chakras and healing those particular chakra systems, and then at the same time you're protecting that energy. So you're protecting your auric field, your chakra system, all of that. But anyway, those three are definitely dope, in my personal opinion. I definitely have used them more times than I can count, because that's my go-to. But I try to include that like every day. If I don't do anything else, I'm definitely gonna make sure I relax and and my energy is balanced and I'm grounded. It's a constant thing that I work on every day, or at least I try to every day. Because I get life happens for me as well. But I hope that this helps, whoever it needs to help. I also want to state that if you are a person that's, maybe this is your current state, if you ever feel like you need to become suicidal or you have thoughts of suicide, I will include as well, because while I'm not a doctor or necessarily a specialist, I will include the 1-800 National Suicide Line. And that's a good line to use to just call to either speak to someone and vent, about how you might be feeling in that moment, or they may be able to link you to therapists that can help you. I also want to add to that anything that's painful or traumatic, if you are not comfortable with going to the whole meditation thing and, doing shadow work and all that other stuff and doing things in terms of a spiritual aspect, if that's not something you're comfortable with, because again, can't make anybody do anything. I can only suggest, make suggestions. The other thing that I wanted to suggest is that therapy, because I took up therapy for a little while. It really does help, just for various reasons. But a lot of, while I included that, I also included, spiritual work as well. So, but that's just me. So I'm only kind of dropping that gem in there just in case if there might be some of you that's not quite, comfortable with doing meditation, or maybe you're not a person that think you can practice meditation. That would be the next best thing, is to, start therapy. And if you have to self-journal too, I encourage you to do that as well. But again, what I found that has really helped me is to do the internal work, is to really dig deep, within myself and not just make sense of it all, but come to peace with it, forgiveness. And then really follow that with, yes, change behavior on my end personally, but giving myself that time and space to purge out the things that I need to purge out, make peace with things that have happened, make peace with even things that I have said and done, and move forward from there. And allow myself the space and opportunity to heal and not be so self-critical of myself, and not be too harsh on myself, give myself grace, through it all. So it's just like, little baby steps that I have been doing in the background. And again, I'm still doing it. So there's still much work to be done, but for the most part, I've been doing it. And so I said that to say that it is possible. This is not something that is impossible. The question is, are you willing to do it? Are you willing to do what's necessary to free yourself, from certain things and people that have held you back, that have, put you in this emotional state, but just know you're not alone. And whoever you are, I will definitely be keeping you in my prayers. And I hope, like I said, that this has helped someone, that whoever needs this message, I hope it's helped you in some type of way. If this did resonate, or if some of it resonated, maybe not all of it, either or. Feel free to like the video, comment, share your thoughts in the comments if you choose. Share this video if you feel like someone needs to hear it. And those of you that are current subscribers or new subscribers, I really appreciate you all. And those of you that have just even given me some type of support, whether you liked a video or you liked anything that I posted, or you've commented on anything that I've posted, then my gratitude to you. And I wish you all happy healing. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this Sunday. And if I get anything else, I'll be sure to get back on here. I'm probably going to post this on my TikTok and probably YouTube, because I don't feel like I can post it on Instagram necessarily. The videos have to be short on there. And both videos are pretty long. But yeah, y'all take care and be safe. Bye.